Security in SHTF. Hey everybody, this is Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. When we mention security, most people think about things like this. And they think about skills, gear, training, stuff like that. But I want to talk to you guys about security in a more realistic fashion. Those things I mentioned are important. But hey, I'm Michael from Asymmetrical Preparedness. And I think outside the box. I also think real world. What are some practical things that you can do to improve your security? There's a lot of things you can do. For one thing I want to go over is that security is an illusion. It is. There are things that you can do to better secure that make it less likely or less desirable for a bad guy to try to get into wherever it is you are, whatever you're trying to secure. Yes, but security is an illusion. We see, like people when they drive by a military installation, they see, or a secure facility, they see all these fences, they see barbed wire, they may see a watchtower or something like that. Good things to have, right? Yes, they are. But security is still an illusion because you can still cut through a fence. You can still climb over it. You can jump over it in some situations. You can take a plane and land right in the middle of it, a helicopter. You can skydive into it. You can pole vault over it maybe. You can go under it. There are a lot of different ways to defeat security. And if somebody is motivated enough, trained well enough, and dedicated enough, they're gonna get through it. Period. The key though is eyes on. All these features, a lot of features that people assume and they think about are security are actually just delay features. Fences, walls, all those things, those are just delay features. It's just gonna delay the bad guy from getting over them or through that. And if you don't have eyes on your delay features, meaning physical guards or cameras, such, things like that, then what point is it? If you have a fence out, say you have a rural property, say it's 20 acres, for example. So 200 yards from your house, you have a fence. A bunch of trees and everything like that in between your house and the fence. Well, what good is that fence going to do you if you don't have eyes on that fence? Meaning you can't see what's going on there. It's not going to do anything. The bad guy trying to get in to your house, to your location, onto your property, whatever that may be, will be slowed down. He'll have to stop, he'll have to analyze it, he'll have to figure out how to get through it, over it, under it, whatever it may be. But because nobody's watching, he has all the time in the world. It doesn't matter. Then he's over it, under it, whatever, through it. Next thing you know, he's on your front porch. So, I advocate, just a sec. Sorry about that. My little one wants me to be playing with her instead of doing this video. Yeah, she always wants me playing. She never wants me to be doing this. But anyway, okay. Security is an illusion. So thinking about that, what are some ways that you can more effectively secure your home, your property, whatever it may be? There are a lot of ways that you can, and it's very dependent upon a lot of factors. How much land do you have? How rural are you? How urban are you? Are you in an apartment? If you're in an apartment, you don't have to worry about a fence on your perimeter, right? You don't need to worry about motion sensors in your driveway because you're in an apartment. There's lots of people going to be coming through all the areas. You can't put up motion sensors. You can't put up stuff to stop them from coming in because other people live there also. So apartment security, completely different. I'm not really going to talk about that right now. I'm thinking more about maybe like a suburban type area. So one really good thing that you can do for security and more operational security type stuff, personal security, is a privacy fence. Just a simple privacy fence, so that anybody driving down the street, anybody walking through the neighborhood can't just look into your yard, your property, and see all these things, right? Where I have them situated, I need to do a better job. I'm actually going to be putting up a privacy fence here, but there's only 6 houses on my private road past me, and most of them I know really well. So that's not really a concern, and it's a dead end with private road signs and security signs all over the place and stuff like that. But a privacy fence, just to keep people from knowing what you're doing. If you're raising chickens, goats, whatever it may be. Or if you want to do a little bit of this kind of training, practice out in your yard without live fire, obviously. If you live fire, they're going to know what you're doing. But if you want to walk around with your gear, which I highly recommend, getting used to it, getting used to the feel, stuff like that, training in it. If you want to do, mag swaps, if you want to do different movement techniques, all that kind of stuff, you can do it without being seen. So privacy is a big part of it. Or put up a row of hedges or some trees, anything like that that will make your core area more private. Also simple things. I see all the things like the closest neighbor over here, I can see like through my trees and through his trees. We live in a rural area. I get it. But he doesn't shut his blinds or curtains or anything like that. I can sit there and watch his big screen TV from standing on one of these raised beds. My parents also, where they live in, I would say, suburban type area, and they live on a corner lot. So they have a road going by here and a road going by here. They never close their blinds or drapes. To me, that's just weird. I do not like people being able to look in and see what I'm doing inside. If I lived in a suburban area, probably because I'd freak everybody out, because I'm usually walking around with one of these, or tack gear, or a pack, or something like that, just to get keep my body used to carrying stuff like that. So other simple things you can do: close your blinds, close your curtains. Don't allow people to see into your home what you're doing. Other things we've talked about: the fact that perimeter fencing and things like that are only delay features. So what can you do? You obviously don't have the manpower, probably, to sit there and constantly watch every inch of your perimeter, whatever size it may be. So you can mitigate that by use of cameras, motion sensors, other things like that. There's a lot of different kinds of sensors that most civilians aren't going to be doing or even knowing about. There's ground disturbance sensors that senses when somebody's walking or digging. There are fence cutting sensors, the vibration sensors. There are microwave motion sensors of different kinds. There's big, huge commercial grade ones, and then there's civilian use ones. I like the civilian use ones that operate off of ham radio frequencies, not Wi-Fi. So if somebody cuts your power, they don't need your Wi-Fi, or they say they cut your phone line. They don't need your internet to function. That's a good option. There are a lot of good different security features and options to be able to, that you can purchase, that will improve your security. Everybody doesn't want to have, it's most likely that you're not going to be the kind of person that wants to put up a big, tall, 8-10 foot fence with concertina wire on top, which is that curled razor wire stuff, or even barbed wire. Yeah. And then also, within rule of law, before big SHTF happens, also if you have something like that up, or barbed wire, and some idiot, bad guy probably, crawls up there and gets injured, then he sues you. And in today's society, then you're SOL. Yeah, you're out of luck. Sorry, I had to pause it because one of my neighbor's just driving by on the road with his big diesel truck, and it was going to get loud, so I just paused it for a sec. Yeah, you got to think about liability. Same with, like, I talk about a lot in third world countries, second world countries, and some first world countries. You see a lot of like brick or stone fences or walls, and with the broken glass glued on the top of it. Same thing. Now might not necessarily be the time to have stuff like that, especially in this country, in the United States, because you'll get sued if they get injured. But there are a lot of things that you can have. One thing you can do is you can start getting the materials to more properly secure your perimeter, your area now. Not necessarily putting them up, but like if you want to acquire some wire, chicken wire, barbed wire, concertina wire. You can even buy concertina wire on Amazon, which, you know, we're trying to go away from that completely. Feed stores, hardware stores, though, have all that kind of stuff. Probably Lowe's and Home Depot. I don't know. I haven't really looked. I'm sure they have it, though. Get the supplies ready now so that if the world falls apart, or when the world falls apart, then you can erect this stuff. Then you can put it up. Start making plans. You take the measurements, figure out how much stuff you need. Also, like I talked about, the motion sensors, the cameras. Working on tribe is big, though. You can't really properly secure a perimeter of any size or anything at all without without a group of people, because bare minimum it takes 4-point security, because you need to have people looking at each sector, watching each sector. So you not only need 4 people, though, because those 4 people have to sleep, they have to eat, they have to go to the bathroom, they have to do other things. So then you need 8 people. Well, then you're 12 on, 12 off, or you're some other rotation of such, 6 on, 6 off, and you just rotate through, and that's a limiting factor also. So then you really got to think about 12 people. See where I'm going with this? It takes a lot of manpower to properly secure a perimeter. And if it's a larger perimeter, you're not going to be able to do it with 4 people. I'm talking about like 4 people for like just a house or a lot. Just a simple lot takes 4 people. Because one person can't really sit there and effectively watch 180 degrees. You can't. You can kind of effectively watch 90 degrees. And then really it'd be better to have overlapping fields of view, fields of fire. So, as you see, security is difficult. And it really is an illusion. If anybody really wants to get in, they're going to get in. Somebody really wants to get into my stuff, take my stuff. If there's enough of them and they're dedicated enough and trained well enough and equipped well enough, they're going to get it. There's not much I can do. We can only do what we can do. And there's a lot of other things that you can do that just are not appropriate within rule of law. If it's total chaos out there and you're just trying what you can to stay alive and protect your family, there's a lot of other things you can do. But currently they're illegal, and you don't want to do it because you don't want your kids out in the yard playing, getting hurt, or the neighbor kids, or somebody like that, a friend coming over, not realizing that that's a trap or something like that. So you got to be careful now. But these are just some things I wanted to throw out to you guys. I wanted you guys to think about, and the fact that, yes, security is an illusion. But preparing now, the more you do now, the better off you'll be later. Even if it's just acquiring the things to be able to do it. But also the knowledge of how to do it. And with that, I'm not sure what advice to give you as far as how you would learn how to set up a chain link fence with concertina wire on it or something like that without doing it. I guess the best thing you can do with that is read books, watch videos, and just have that in your mind for when you need it. But anyway, I just want to throw these ideas out there. Please subscribe, please hit the like button, and guess what? I just refreshed my my YouTube studio, 25,000 subscribers. Yes, awesome. It just means more people that I can reach and empower and hopefully help, because that's what I'm about. I'm about helping. I'm about trying to make your lives better, trying to help you with the ability to survive bad times. Trust in Him, be positive, and keep doing the things. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Blessings to you and yours.